In the vast landscape of the fighting game genre, there are several hidden gems that have been overshadowed by more prominent titles like Street Fighter or Guilty Gear. Games like Fatal Fury are fighting games which have a pretty interesting game mechanic for its time. One of the defining features of Fatal Fury is its two-lane fighting system. Unlike one-lane fighting games of its time, Fatal Fury introduced multiple planes or lanes in which characters can move. This mechanic added a strategic dimension to the gameplay, allowing players to maneuver between the foreground and the background planes to avoid attacks or create advantage positions. Fatal Fury also introduced very special techniques and desperation moves that added depth and excitement to the gameplay. Special techniques such as fireballs, uppercuts, acrobatic maneuvers allowed players to unleash devastating attacks and create opportunities for offense. These mechanics added a strategic element as players had to carefully manage their resources and select the optimal times to unleash these potent techniques. Another game with a unique and diverse roster of characters is Primal Rage, released in 1994. Primal Rage features a roster of prehistoric looking characters, each with its own distinct moveset, playstyle, and special abilities. From the nimble Velociraptor Talon to the powerful ape-like Chaos, players had a range of unique characters to choose from. Each character possesses their own strengths and weaknesses, encouraging players to experiment and find the one that suited their preferred playstyle. Turning to the tarmac now, the Twisted Metal series has always been a niche but adrenaline-pumping game with destructive mayhem. One of the defining aspects of Twisted Metal is its diverse roster of vehicles, each with its own distinct characteristics and special abilities. Players can choose from a range of twisted and unconventional vehicles, each tailored to suit different playstyles. Whether it's a speedy, agile vehicle or a heavily armored juggernaut, the choice of vehicle significantly impacts the gameplay strategies and tactics. Moreover, the inclusion of unique special abilities for each vehicle adds an additional layer of depth, allowing players to unleash devastating attacks or employ defensive maneuvers. Twisted Metal offers a vast array of weaponry, from machine guns and missiles to flamethrowers and remote explosives. Each vehicle can equip a selection of weapons, giving players the flexibility to adapt their playstyle and engage in strategic combat. The game's emphasis on weapon pickups throughout the arenas ensures a constant supply of destructive tools, encouraging players to be resourceful and strategic in their choice and deployment of weapons. Bushido Blade, on the other hand, embraces a more methodical approach, focusing on precision, strategy, and the art of swordplay. The game prioritizes realistic sword fighting, emphasizing realistic animations, parrying, and blocking. Attacks carries weight and momentum, and players need to consider factors such as timing, distance, and positioning to land successful strikes. Bushido Blade furthermore introduces a stance system that further enhances the depth and tactical options available to players. Each character could adopt different stances such as high, middle, and low. High stances offers a wide reach but were slower, while slow stances provides quicker strikes but with a shorter range. Players had to carefully choose their stance to exploit their opponent's vulnerabilities or adjust to their opponent's style, adding another layer of strategic decision making to the gameplay. Samurai Showdown as well places a strong emphasis on spacing and timing, demanding players to carefully position themselves and execute well-timed strikes. The game rewards calculated approaches, as a single well-placed attack could turn the tide of the battle. The mastery of spacing and timing is critical to success, creating a deliberate and methodical pace that captures the essence of samurai duels. And then there's Dark Stalkers. One of the signature mechanics in Dark Stalkers is the Dark Force abilities. Each character has a unique Dark Force move that could be activated once a certain meter was filled. These abilities grants temporary enhancements. The Dark Force abilities adds an element of strategy and decision making, as players have to carefully manage their meter and choose optimum time to unleash their character's enhanced power. Darkstalkers also has a chain combo system that allows players to string together a series of attacks with fluidity and creativity. Angel Eyes also has a supernatural element to the game, with one of its features being a system revolving around managing a character's spiritual energy known as a Toki, which directly affects their abilities and tactics in battle. Angel Eyes features a wide array of special moves and combos that players can execute with their chosen characters. Each character possesses a unique set of abilities, including projectile attacks, aerial maneuvers, and ground-based strikes. Mastering these special moves and stringing them together in fluid combination requires precise timing and understanding of the character's move properties. The inclusion of special moves and combos enhances the depth of the gameplay, encouraging encouraging players to explore different character playstyles and experiment with different strategies. The fusion of martial arts and supernatural abilities adds a layer of intrigue and variety to the gameplay, making each character feel distinct, offering players a range of playstyles to explore. I think out of all these games, I still find the dinosaur one to be the most charming. I just find it so funny just seeing like a T-Rex hook punching and roundhouse kicking enemies like a Street Fighter. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The game's basically if Jurassic Park was actually good.